that is the way he lived. That is what he leaves us.
Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's Halloween season and we got our outfits on. I'm a cowboy.
I'm the Blue Power Ranger.
And this is Lalo. How do you feel?
I'm getting a little buzzed already, actually.
Yeah?
From the drinks we make.
Tell us what you make for us today.
Well, for you, I made vodka Red Bull, and I made myself a vodka with pink lemonade. I was gonna get Red Bull, but one of those something sweet today.
Period.
Cheers.
Thank you. So this actually will be the first time me and you literally sit down and have a whole conversation because obviously you work at so we can't have a full conversation because you're always busy.
Always.
So this is actually interesting to me because I actually wanted to get to know you personally. So it'll be a good time to get to know each other. I want to start off as where are you from? Like, where were you born? Your mom and dad?
So my whole family's from Mexico. My parents and my brothers, they're all from Michoacan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm the youngest, so I was born in Atlanta, born and raised. And then I moved here to Houston about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Atlanta native.
Atlanta. Where?
It's in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
So it's on the southeast.
How long did you live there before you moved to Houston?
I was born and raised my whole life.
Your whole life?
Born and raised. I was born in
Well, not your whole life because you're here.
well, up until I was 23, basically.
23. How old are you now?
24. I'll be 25 in December.
You only been living here for a year and a half?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
But
I didn't know
I grew up in a little, not even a small town. It's like in the suburbs of Atlanta. So it's like maybe like 15, 20 minutes from downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all still call it Atlanta.
that. Anything crazy happened to you while you're living there?
Not crazy, but I mean, I don't know, to be honest. It's been not in. I guess in school everything was pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the most part, just growing up was definitely about more like just kind of blending in with everybody, not really
Standing out.
standing out. Because times were different back then, but now it's just like, I guess with the influence of social media, you can really just be yourself, and nobody really cares anymore.
True. Did you have trouble, like, living in this time? I guess in Atlanta, like being out. Because what are your
In the time period, yes.
okay?
But that's also because I was in high school. I think I was a sophomore, I think, when they legalized like gay marriage here.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still kind of like
Brand new.
new taboo. Like you still kind of had to come out and all that.
Do you have a coming out story?
I have two.
Tell me.
Okay, so the first one was simple. It was just basically friends, close friends, best friends, whatever. Like,
Do you remember
for
the first
most
person
part-
you told?
Yeah,
Who was it?
it was this girl that she lived in the neighborhood next to me actually, because we rode the same bus.
Oh, okay. So it was at school.
But I mean, they knew. But it's just more like just kind of like more of accepting myself, and it was in the 8th grade, I want to say, that I really, really came to terms with it. The second one was when I was 19 years old. I was actually outed
Outed
by a
who?
family friend because I happened to work at the same restaurant as the person that's like friends with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So she ended up telling my mom.
How did she find out? Or how did she?
Well, because I worked at the restaurant, so it's just like restaurant gossip spreads everywhere.
Oh yeah, trust.
So, yeah, I happened to
Did you say anything to
be
her?
outed, and no, I didn't say nothing because I'm not the type of person. Well, I hope I'm still not, but I'm not the type to have like, how do you say rencor in English? Like was it a grudge?
Yeah.
I'm not the type to have like a grudge or anything against nobody. So when it happened,
Basically, you're the type of person. Lo que pasó, pasó. That's
yeah,
it.
like my mom's not homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the time she wasn't homophobic. She just didn't understand it. That's because my parents had a very traditional upbringing. Like it was very much like
Same.
the woman does everything at the house. She takes care of the kids. She cooks and cleans. The husband goes to work. So
yeah.
she grew up watching that with my grandparents.
Yeah.
So it took a long time, like I want to say like about almost 2 years after that, my mom, we went out to eat. You know, we were good. It was weird for a while. Like we just wouldn't talk.
Like your whole family was so awkward for a moment.
Well, I never told my brothers or my dad, but my mom did.
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean, they probably could tell
So
when
you
I was
never had that
little.
like that close
Yeah,
conversation
and I
with them.
still to this day, I never had that conversation
It's
with them.
just it is what it is.
They just know, but it was just like it just doesn't get brought up.
Yeah.
But one time I went out to eat with my mom, and she was just like, "Hey, like, you know, I was just reading online how like a lot of kids get
Bullied.
bullied, they get kicked out, their family disowns them, and it's just like I love you too much to never want to do that to you. So I just want you to know that I fully accept you for who you are. Just know that you're always welcome to bring whoever you want home. It doesn't matter if it's a girl or a guy or so that just like to me like it hit me randomly because we were literally just randomly getting lunch. And so it was just like such a relief knowing that like, hey, if I don't have a close relationship with my dad. Oh well, I don't
Are
even
they
think I have a
still
relationship with him at all.
so now? Are they in
Um,
the picture? Like your mom and dad?
no, they divorced when I was 13 actually,
Okay.
but well, 12 or 13, I don't even remember. I was in middle school, but and then my brothers are older. They're in their 30s. I'm barely about to be 25, so it's like there's a big age gap. So I never really grew up with them the same way they grew up with each other. So just knowing that at least my mom fully accepts me for who I am, that's the biggest blessing I think to me that I could
How
have.
are you the middle child or the
I'm the
youngest?
youngest.
The
I'm the
youngest.
baby.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So it's three of us. It's my two oldest brothers, and then it's me.
Gotcha. Guys, if I smile or laugh off camera, it's because we have audience here. Just Alex is back. So if y'all see me, like just smile him or smile behind him. I'm not smiling at the situation. Just Alex is just over there being goofy. But what were we talking about? Oh, okay. So once you got to Houston, how was that? Like, was it more free? Like, did you live by yourself? Did you
Um.
start living by yourself, or like, how'd
Well,
you get settled down?
actually, I just always felt like I was very independent since I was a little kid. Like I never really liked to have friend groups or anything like that. Like if I was at school, I would always
Stick to yourself.
stick to myself in the playground, sit by myself. I didn't really care to talk to people. So when I was like, I want to say 20 years old, I moved out and I went to go live. Ironic that I went to go live with the family friend that outed me
For real?
because we were all close. And then her daughter was like a really, really good friend of mine. Like we grew up since we were like 10 years old. So we were just really good friends.
The one that outed you lived
It's
here
her
in
mom.
Houston.
No, it was in Atlanta. Like it
Okay,
was all
okay.
back in Atlanta. I was 20. Um, you know, I lived there. It was just kind of to be a little more independent, not having to live under my parents' roof or anything. Even though my parents were divorced, it was just kind of more like I'm growing up. I need more privacy. I need to be on my own.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't just depend on my parents or anything. But if your parents do let y'all live under the roof, especially in this economy,
Yeah, yeah.
do it. Do it,
It
cause
is crazy.
shit, it's expensive.
It is expensive in this parking economy.
But no, I was just like I've always been very, very independent. At that point, I had my own car already. I had my own job. Like I didn't have to
You're
depend on my
already
parents.
good
I
and
was
settled,
good.
yeah.
So I lived there for about 3 years, and then I moved last year in May, so 2023. It has been about a year and a half.
Is there a reason you moved to Houston? Like, what made you choose out of all the cities to move to Houston?
Um, so there's a little story behind it, but it's not the reason why. It's not the reason why.
Just a little bit part of it?
Yeah, it contributes to it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I want to say, damn, how long has it been now? 3 years ago? 3, 4 years ago? I don't even remember. 3 years ago, yeah. I met this guy online who lives here. You know, we talked, like, we were talking, and I guess it dragged on for like about 2, 3 years. But we just never became official or anything. But I would always come out to see him. I
Okay.
would come out with my homegirl. She would always fly with me to Houston.
That's so
And
sweet of her.
yeah, I mean, me and her always loved traveling together. So it
Where's she
was,
at now?
she's in Atlanta still.
Oh, okay.
She's in
Do you
school.
still talk to her?
Oh yeah, always. Like we've been friends since middle school. Like all my friends back home that I do have, like we have a long relationship. Like I have one friend since pre-K still to this day. Like we got matching tattoos and everything before I moved.
What?
Yeah, like But
I don't even know nobody from school, to be honest.
yeah, but she would always come with me, and then the more I would visit Houston, I would meet people. I ended up meeting Alex actually,
Homeboy in the back.
about almost 2 years ago now. Um,
Oh yeah, he did tell me.
so yeah, like I would always come and I was like, man, I really like Houston. It kind of reminds me of Atlanta, to be honest.
Yeah, like the vibes.
But y'all party like 24/7. I don't know how y'all do. Hey, shout out though, cause y'all know how to turn up. Space City knows how to do it, bro.
Period.
Y'all know how to do it. Like, if you're from out of town, there's always something to do in Houston, no matter what time of day it is.
Low, no, for real.
They want to call Vegas the city that never sleeps. Nah, it's Houston. It's, but so eventually, I was like, man, like, I want to move. I want to like go live somewhere else.
A new chapter, a new journey.
But the thing is, I get homesick easily. Like, even if I was like an hour away from my home back in Atlanta, I would not feel comfortable in the area. I was like, I want to go home. But every time I would come to Houston, I would never feel that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Let me just do it. Like,
Was
I'm
it
young.
was it because of that person that
No,
made you feel like
I
at
didn't
home?
move because of him, but because of him, I was able to come here and actually experience the city and
Ah, okay.
see what it offered. So that's why I say he like contributed to the fact that,
Okay.
which I'm forever grateful for, even though nothing ever worked out. Um, but yeah, like if it wasn't for that, I would have never came to Houston, never gotten to know Texas, like meet amazing people. Like everybody here is very, very sweet. But I always felt like, it's time for something different. I had the conversation with my mom. She's like, no, why do you want to go over there? What's over there? And, I literally sat her down. I was like, look, like you left an entire country
Yeah.
to
Give you a
basically start your
better.
family. I mean, she already had my brothers at like, I think they were like 4 and 6 years old when they came here. I mean, you're still kind of starting a family at that age. Like when you have
Yeah.
little kids that little. I
It's
told her like,
fresh.
I told her like you came to another country to start a family and none of your siblings are here. Like she has no siblings here.
How many
Like
siblings or tios and tias you have?
from
From
her
her.
side,
Yeah.
in total, including her, there's 8 of them.
Oh shit. Okay.
So her and her sister are the two oldest. So she's always been like the
Mature.
mother figure. Like she's always been like, doesn't matter how old you are. Like she always takes care. Like even to this day, she still takes care of her siblings over there, like as if they're little
Yeah.
kids. Like
Yeah.
I mean, she
I
literally
have a
raised
tio
them.
like that too. They very look up to him. They're like he's like El Mayor basically, and he helped also bring my family, my cousin. I mean, all my tias and tios here too. So he was the first one that came from Ecuador to Houston. He got a job, he got a house, and then he started bringing everybody one by one, even my grandma.
Yeah, like to this day, she has siblings that she hasn't seen since like 95, 96. Only her sister, but that's because her sister has a visa. So, but even then, she hasn't seen her since like
A few years already.
2017, which
Okay.
was before that, when I was like a very little kid. So,
Dang.
she's basically just been out here on her own.
But she has like a group of friends or anything
Well,
here.
yeah, because she's very involved in church. That's how we were brought up. Um, very Catholic. I mean, to this day, like if I go to church, I only know how to do the prayers in Spanish. I don't know them in
I do
English or
see you
anything.
go to church sometimes.
Yeah, I started going recently, but again, but that's just how we were brought up. And I mean, yeah, I just told her I was like, look, like at the end of the day, I'm not going to another country. Like I'm still in the U.S. I can come back if this doesn't work out. But I just
Was she
told her,
sad?
yeah, she is. To this day, I could literally pick up the phone and I'll tell her, hey, I'm moving back.
They will
She'll
take
book
you
my
in.
ticket. She'll pay for the gas if I have to drive back or
Oh,
like I love her and miss her every day. Like she's my everything. She's my rock. Like especially because I'm the baby. I'm like attached to
spoiled.
her. Like me and her are like this. Like we
Yeah.
not even spoiled. I'm spoiled by her love
Oh, okay.
and her support. But to this day, it's just like since I was little, every picture we have like together, she's always holding me. Like I'm always with her. Like I was always just very attached. I still am to my mom.
When was the last time you saw her?
When was the last time I went to Atlanta? In May, I think. Like
This year?
I think it was after Cinco de Mayo because we got busy at Blur that weekend because it was on a Sunday. Um, but yeah, it's since May, so June, July, 5 months, almost 6 months, almost half a year, basically.
Damn.
I do plan to go back in January, but I mean it's not always easy, especially
Right now,
when I
like,
work weekends and like Halloween's coming up, it's very busy for us.
yeah.
The day before Thanksgiving, I guess y'all call it like Blackout Wednesday or something like that. It's like a national thing. I don't know,
Um,
but I guess it's like a lot of people black out the day before Thanksgiving, so when they're hungover, they can eat.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
guess I don't know. I never
Very
really,
Black Friday kind of vibes.
but a lot of people were out that Wednesday, so
Yeah.
I was surprised. And then
So you've been working at Blur for over a year already, or not yet?
yeah, I made a year actually in September.
And how did you get into Blur? Like, who introduced you, or why did you want to work at Houston's infamous club?
Well, to be honest, hold on, I need to take a little sip. You want cheers?
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, Alex. All right, guys, we took a little pause because I was just checking on the camera. But where were we at? Blur. So how'd you get into Blur? What made you want to work there, out of all the other places?
So actually, when I first moved to Houston, I was working at a restaurant. When I first moved here, I was living by what's it called? I think it's like League City, Clear Lake, all that, like that little area over there. So ended up working at a restaurant in Pasadena. But I wasn't making money there, like as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I was just like, dang, like when I ended up moving over here closer to Montrose, I was like, well, I'm here, like let me take a day to really like go apply everywhere and see what's open. I applied to all the bars in Montrose, just wherever. I mean, at the time I had about 3.5 years of experience bartending.
Yeah.
So I ended up
What made you bartend? Because actually, a lot of people have told me that I should bartend. I was like, I don't know,
it's very
especially.
much because I started bartending. Well, not bartending. I started in the service industry since I was 16. So I've done everything from being a host, a server, like takeout,
Cashier, todo.
cashier, everything. Like I've done
The
it
whole
all.
restaurant industry.
Yeah, except
Manager.
manage
Yeah.
or cook because it's hot back
Oh
there. I
hell
don't
yeah,
do
me
that.
too. I got
I don't do
tired
no
of big
heat.
cookie.
Y'all
I
gonna be
know.
getting sweat on y'all's food.
And dishwasher. I know.
But shout out to them though, because
Hell
they
yeah.
do the hardest. They're the backbone of everything.
Literally. Without them, it would be a disaster.
There's nothing to serve food on.
Yeah.
But so I've done it all, and then the first two restaurants I ever worked at, they didn't serve alcohol. But then the third one that I did work at, I was there for 3.5 years, and that was right before I came to Atlanta. I mean to Houston. Before I left Atlanta, I came to Houston. So I was bartending there, but I took a lot of interest because I was like, man, like it looks so cool, like. But serving wise, I was able to gain liquor knowledge, like that. So because at the end of the day, I still have to serve drinks to my tables. And then so I talked to the manager and I was like, hey, like I have interest in doing this. I want to learn. It may not have to be right now. Like even if I could just help out the bar, like
Like
and
a little bar back real quick.
yeah, be bar back, like learn how they work. And then eventually they just threw me the next week. They were like, well, we're gonna put you as a bartender. You're gonna train. My first day training was literally on a Friday night, which is the worst
Mames.
way to start because it's a Friday night. Like it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be out. It's Friday. Like people are off work. They want to drink. Like, and this type of restaurant is a Mexican restaurant, but man, like
It's like starting on Cinco de Mayo. Like,
no, literally, like it's how do I put it? This restaurant every Friday we had a live band, and older crowds live for live music. Like we had a live band at the bar. The restaurant was already getting packed regardless. Like I'm talking, there would be tables that would come in at like 8 o'clock, and they wouldn't get sat till 11, but they would wait to eat.
oh yeah.
And I'm just like, bro. So when I took interest into getting into the bar, I trained. I learned the drinks to actually make them because you have to learn how to pour. You have to learn all
The
of
ounces and
the
all that shit.
laws and all that. Like it's a lot.
When did you get your liquor license or?
So
TSA?
it's very different by state, which I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
So over there, as long as you're not a felon or you don't have any DUIs or anything, I think you're good to go. You just go apply for it, and you have to get it for every establishment you work at in Georgia. So if you work for two restaurants, you can't use the same one. You have to get a new one each. I think here in Texas, you could use your TABC, as long as it's not expired.
Yeah. How long does that last? I think like 5 years now.
No, it's 2-3 years depending what courses you do and how much you pay. But yeah, it's a lot of things. So I had a lot of shock factor too. Like when I came here, I was like, wow, you guys close at 2. Like y'all are very strict. Like you can't serve past 2. All that. Like it's a lot you have to learn. But when I came here to
Wait, you can drink after 2 over there?
Yeah, everything closes like basically whenever they want. The only difference is they have to do a last call, which is like 10, 15 minutes before.
Got you.
Once they do a last call, that's it.
Okay.
So there's not really after hours over there because you could go to a club that closes at like 4 or 5, and they're allowed to serve.
Oh, okay, okay.
But when I came to Montreal, I applied every bar. I was like, I need to get my foot in the door somewhere, like
Yeah.
at least no matter what. So when I got hired at Blur, I actually got hired as a bar back. But I was like, you know what? It's my foot in the door.
It's a start.
It's a start. But it's no matter where you go, you have to start from zero. Like whether you start as a bar back, a server, you got to work your way up. But my boss saw that I had experience bartending, and he was like, "Well, how would you feel about bartending?" I was like, "Well, I'd be stupid if I said no. Like, this is
Yeah.
what I want."
Yeah.
But
They
going
gave you.
from a restaurant to I guess you could say, Blur's a club
Yeah.
because there's a dance floor and everything. Going from that, it's very different because you're going from having customers just chilling at your bar, sipping, whatever, versus like, hey, can I get this? Can I get this? And
It's
you
very
gotta be
fast
on
paced.
it.
Yeah.
So I literally talked to my boss. I was like, hey, it's gonna take me like a little bit to adjust. And then, I mean, obviously, you have to build a clientele. I had to go out of my way to meet people and get them to come to my bar, which to this day, I'm forever still grateful for the people that support me and always come to my bar, even if it's just to say hey or get a drink or a shot. Like, I appreciate it always. For the people that always post me or, because you never know, that's another client that I could get.
Yeah.
Or,
Everything helps. Anything helps.
but, yeah, I've been there a little over a year now and I love it. It's, like I said, yeah, I know how to party
Yeah.
like crazy, but
Mi amigo de atrás también. A veces.
oh yeah, she'd be tossed up like last night, but
Oh. He said, "Who?"
she was tore up like that Tokyo Tony meme when she's at the club.
I'm dead. No, for real.
But yeah, no, like I guess you can say I'm starting my 5th year now bartending,
Yeah.
so it's just something that I mean you really have to put in the work. It
How?
doesn't matter how many years of experience you have; it's how you work.
What are your thoughts on like when people are too drunk?
So to me, honestly, like we're all young. I don't care how people are when they drink, but legally, when I'm on the clock, when I'm behind the bar, I
You gotta cut it
have
off
to do my job. I have to follow the law.
because you want to.
It's
You
not because
have
my
to.
boss is telling me, "Hey, don't serve." No, it's because I could go to jail,
Yeah, of course.
and people don't get that, and they get aggressive sometimes.
They
It's
get
just like
mad.
that's why I don't want to encounter. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like I have to do my job. I have to follow the law. But if we're at a house party, who cares? Like,
Ah,
get fucked up. Like, you're somewhere safe. You're not being overserved.
yeah.
Because like I said, every law varies different in every state. Like for example, where I'm from, we could have somebody drunk in the parking lot that wasn't even in our establishment at all, and we'd still be at fault.
What?
Yeah, the bartenders would be at fault, not the owners and all that.
Yeah. Whoever was serving.
Yeah, and so that's just the things you want to avoid, but it's just kind of hard because it's like sometimes it'll be like people or you're cool with or you're friends with, and they'll be like, "Why are you cutting me off?" Or I was like, "Bro, like I have to do my job. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
I was like, "You could try your luck with another bartender, but
Not for me.
I have to stop."
Yeah.
And I can usually, like I said, I've been working with alcoholics for a long time. I can usually tell when someone's messed up, and like normally we charge for water and stuff. Sometimes we're like, "Here, just take it." Like
Yeah.
whatever helps you,
Yeah.
but it's not easy. Sometimes like
I bet. I mean, that's the only part that I guess I don't want to bartend is dealing with so many like drunk people. Like I can deal with the.
I'll tell you the trick to it.
Ay, dale.
You gotta be tipsy or drunk.
With them.
At least tipsy. Because, at least for me personally, I can't be sober, like 100% sober dealing with these people. So,
Because you'll catch his hands.
no, it's just like, it's annoying. Like, when you get people stumbling on your bar, knocking stuff over, spilling drinks. Like, so when you're like a little tipsy, you're like, oh, I don't care. Like, you're in the vibe,
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah,
anything,
yeah.
like with the music and everything. Like, it's just a vibe.
No, you be dancing back there.
Sometimes I gotta be like a little turned up, but
Yeah.
no, like if you're sober, it's just not it. So like my respect to those people that are like actually sober, like been sober for years, like
And it's
from
bartending.
alcohol and still bartend or are part of the industry. Like my respects to them that can
Yeah.
do it.
Um, where else have you went to like bartend? Is there any like other club?
Not necessarily because I
You're
don't.
happy where you're at?
I am, but I also just kind of like, and again, my respect to the people who have been doing this for years, or in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like still bartending.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see myself doing that in my 30s
Okay, okay.
because I just don't want to be a part of the party culture either. Like it's draining. Like it's always drinking. It's always being out late. It's always
Overwhelming. No?
yeah, and it's exhausting. Like when do you ever sleep? When are you ever sober? When are you not hungover? Like
Do you get bad hangovers?
as I'm getting older, yes. And you know, a lot of old people always tell me like, "Oh, wait till you're 30, wait till you're 30." I'm like, "Bro, I'm feeling it now, and I'm about to be 25." Like I was just telling Alex the other day, I was like, Friday, we went out to Papi's. I got so fucked up, like bad. All day Saturday till like midnight, I was hungover. I was like, usually my hangovers go
Damn.
away by the time
A
I
few
pop a
hours.
Tylenol on it, and now they're starting to last long, and I'm like, I can't do it.
It's too much.
It's too much. And then you know, I always get people that want to like buy me a shot and all that. I'm like, I don't want to say no because it's like I want to keep that relationship with them always coming back. I don't want
Yeah.
them to think like I'm a lame ass
But it's okay to.
bartender.
No, it's okay to say no.
So like sometimes I tell them like, oh, just come back in like 15 minutes and 20 minutes. Like I'll take one with you. Let me,
I just took a shot.
yeah, literally. Or like
Yeah.
sometimes I remember there's one night. I'm not even exaggerating. Within like 20 minutes, I took like 9 shots back to back.
Damn.
But it's because they were all buying me shots, and it was like back to back, and you know the more lit you get, the more you want to go. But eventually, I had to stop. And I was like, no, like I can't. Like I still have to do my job.
I gotta
I have to know.
concentrate.
I know my limits, but it's just there's days like that, and it's I end up regretting it the next morning.
Are you like happy that they allow you to drink?
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of trust in us. It's just more of you gotta have the same respect for the business. It's you don't get shit faced. Don't fuck up with the money. Like which
Yeah.
thankfully I never get to that point.
Where you had come out short.
Yeah, like I'm always good. I mean, yeah, like as long as you can keep your composure, you know your limits, you're fine. I mean, some bars do be strict though.
Huh?
Some bars are strict. Did
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah. I worked at a Fogo de Chao. It's like now you can even have not even 1 ounce.
Yeah.
But we're gonna cut to a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna go ahead and get started on some questions people have sent in. So
Okay.
I'm really interested in that. So a little
All right. One more
cheers
cheers.
before the
Thank
next
you.
part. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're back from the quick little break.
Sorry.
Had to go save the world.
Period. These damn G strings are killing me. Okay.
Where'd you go?
Save the world.
Like here in Houston, like Batman kind of vibes, or like
No.
he went to Montrose.
Yeah, girl. I had to go save a hoe.
Ah.
Had to go. No, a daddy at Ripcord. Cheers.
All right, let's get to the spicy questions. I know all y'all putas want to know.
Wait. What's tea?
What's tea? For real. So, guys, don't be asking, would you date me?
Right, because who the fuck are you?
We can't see who it is. So, if you slide in the DM, maybe. So the first question, we're gonna start off smoothly for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Somebody said.
Um, Definitely not bartending anymore. Like I said, I just don't want to. I'm about to be 25, so in 5 years I'll be 30. Definitely not that. I guess just we're talking career wise. Hopefully it is what I want to do with my life, but I'm not gonna say exactly what yet, because you know hay gente que te pone ojo.
Ah, yeah.
But again, I'm not. I don't want to say I want to do this and then I end up not doing it. I do want to be a better person in life, mentally, physically, just that.
Are you? Would you say you're ready for a relationship or not yet?
I am, but it's just not something that I'm like going out of my way to go do. If it comes, it comes. You know, at the end of the day, it's whoever you meet, whoever you vibe with. But it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, like. I mean, I've been single since I've been 18. I'm 24, going on 25. So it's just like I've been very comfortable.
You're chilling.
My whole 20s, basically.
Wait, so how many years is that? Five? 5 years?
7?
7 years single?
Because I'll be 25, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have more single than me. I thought I was the only one.
So, yeah. I mean, I've
Oh,
had
Alex too.
situationships. I've had situationships.
What are your thoughts on situationship? Like, what?
Oh my god, I hate them. I hate them.
Why?
Because
What's the worst situationship you've ever been in?
I guess the most recent one actually.
Spew.
Oh my god, it was bad. Hold on. We got to drink to this, cause
No.
drink.
No. Alex is very what's it called?
Oh.
Director today, guys.
Cause it was just very.
I'm gonna hire him.
Okay, me personally. Physically, I mean, I guess you could say like we all have a type. But it's never like, to me, looks are never a thing. Like I could literally tell you straight on my type. I like older men, like 30s, 40s. I like guys with tattoos. I like guys my height or taller. But at the end of the day, I always somehow end up talking to or dating the exact opposite.
Okay.
And then so the most recent one, I guess you could say, he was definitely younger. He had barely turned 21 when we met. So he was very fresh into the scene, like, and I get it. Like, I even told him, I was like, look, I'm taking a big risk and getting to know you, talking to you, but I really, really like you. But I already knew what I was getting myself into, because at the end of the day, you're 21.
Yeah.
You're going to be partying. You're going to be meeting guys. They're going to be coming after you.
Yeah.
He's a really good-looking guy. And then it just...
Didn't work out.
It was actually very heartbreaking, because we got to the point where we're literally like, all right, I'm at the point where literally I'm going to ask you out to be my boyfriend. Like, it's...
You want to make
We're
it
there.
official.
We're not just talking and we're going to drag it on. Like, no, I was literally there. It didn't work out. And then we got back to talking again, and it was just toxic throughout that.
Would you say the second time talking again will be the most toxic, or the first time?
No, I say the in between part, like when we were not talking and then kind of talking and then just kind of like that. But then when we tried it again, I was just kind of like, oh my god, like I really, really love him. Like it's not even just, oh, I caught feelings. No, like I really, really loved him. And for me, it's really hard for me to fall in love, because it's just like,
It's hard nowadays.
yeah. And so I told him straight, I was like, look, at the end of the day, we can try it again. If you don't feel it, that's fine. At the end of the day, you're grown enough to have your own decisions, and you don't feel entitled to, I guess you could say, don't feel like you're being committed to anything when, if you feel like this isn't going to be good for you. then let's
Basically,
do
not
it.
force it.
Yeah. I was like, do whatever pleases you. I won't be upset. Randomly, while I was at work, he texted me. He cut me off. Randomly. Like, we were having a normal conversation through text. I was like, hey, I'm on my way to work. I'll text you when I can.
Isn't it hard when those messages, like those, especially when you're at work?
Oh, and let me tell you this. The next day, he comes to the bar upstairs with the guy that he's not with.
No. That's fucked up.
So in my mind, I was just like, why was this so random? Like, maybe because it was just not good or whatever. And then the next day, I'm like, oh, I see why you cut me off.
Yeah.
And from there, I've had no communication with him, nothing like that. It's just been this has been very fresh. This happened like in end of August, so barely 2 months ago. So it's just like,
it sucks when shit don't go your way, but I mean, I feel like things happen for a reason.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like I feel okay knowing that he took it upon himself, that I told him, hey, like you're not committed to anything. At the end of the day, we're still single. Like, if you want to try it out, we could try it out. If we don't, girl. But it is what it is.
True.
I think situations are stupid.
Do you have any fetishes? Somebody asked. I haven't even been answering these. Wait, what was the last question?
The situationships, like how do I feel about them?
Oh, okay.
I think they're stupid.
Yeah.
I really think they are. I feel like if you really like each other, like both of y'all should
Work it out.
date. There's no reason to be entitled to each other and then not be official. Like it's stupid. Oh, like we're not together, but you can't go talk to someone else. You can't meet somebody else. Like it's stupid.
Yeah. Next question says, somebody asked, "What is your biggest fetishes?" I don't think I have a fetish, to be honest. Like some
I
people
don't
are
think I
into
have
like
one.
feet and shit like that, but I don't think so.
I don't think I have a fetish. There's people with nasty fetishes.
What do you think is the nastiest?
There's people that I'm gonna wait till you accept that. There's people that literally like being shitted on or
Ah,
peed on, and
no.
they get turned on by that. Or people that
Wait,
like
the
being,
golden shower, what is it called?
or people that like being degraded, like talked down upon. Or there's people that like getting like their balls tortured, like punched and all, like and kicked. Oh, like
I know. No,
that's what I say. There's people with weird fetishes.
they be wilding out here. Um, fuck. See, these are like fucking crazy ass questions,
Go
guys.
ahead.
It says somebody says, "Can you take two dicks at once?" Have you or no?
I don't know. That's your dad and your uncle.
Alex is dying back there. A threesome. Yeah, I have a threesome before. I already said it on the
Where
podcast.
are they asking if I've had one?
I guess two dicks is a threesome. So
Oh
yeah,
no, I think they're talking about like DP.
DP. Oh shit. Oh. Oh.
No, fuck
No, I
no,
haven't. Never mind. Not
fuck
that.
no,
Hell no.
gross. Why have you?
For have you? Next question says, "Has a dude ever made you moan for you?" I think so. Yeah. They have.
Yeah, I mean, if
Who
it's
don't?
good,
Yeah.
yeah,
What the fuck? If you're not moaning them
I'm not gonna fake it.
for real.
I like how we went from where do I see myself in 5 years to
To
can I take two dicks at once? But okay.
for real. Any questions that you have before I read some of them? Do you have any
No, keep
questions you
going.
want to throw? Okay. What does your dream husband sound like?
My dream husband. Um, definitely somebody that wants kids. I want kids. Minimum three. I want max 5 kids.
Oh, so you want like a family?
Yeah, I want a family.
Like in your 30s, or like you're down to start it?
Yeah, like my
Like, oh,
30s.
okay.
I definitely do want somebody that's can give their 100%. So it's not gonna be one does housework, one does work. It's gonna be no like
We're in this together.
we're doing
Half
this
and half.
together. We're raising kids together. We're because it's a commitment. But I don't know if I do want to get married. I mean, shit, I can't even get into a relationship.
For
Yeah, I
real.
don't fucking get married. Shit,
For real.
the
I don't
fuck.
know. I feel like the longer I'm single, the less I believe in marriage.
But I think, I guess if you could say dream husband, it would have to be somebody that's willing to give it their all. Like, I don't expect perfection. I expect
Effort.
effort.
I feel the same if I'm answering that question for me too. Just the effort and the commitment is what matters the most.
And I expect someone to be willing to fix their flaws too. Like, we all have flaws.
And
Like,
accept their
I could
flaws. Like,
work on my flaws and
yeah.
accept my partners, but at the end of the day, you still have to learn how to work on them. And it's not something that's gonna be overnight, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, if you're
at least
really,
try.
I feel like if you really want to get in a relationship with somebody and you're thinking of it long term, forever, like y'all have forever to take care of it. I mean, so why rush it if y'all good? Um, it says, "Do you like to move fast or take it slow?"
I was saying between. I mean, obviously, you don't want to rush into anything. You want to get to know the person. I mean, because I guess nowadays it's very much like you meet people mainly through text, DMs, or whatever. It's really hard to meet somebody in person nowadays.
Yeah,
But you really want to catch and see what kind of person they are, not just
rush
from
into it.
within a month, but was also like
What do you think?
two, three
What are your thoughts
months.
on like gay guys getting into a relationship real quick and moving in real quick?
I mean, that's on them. If it works for you, it works for you. Shit, do whatever the fuck works for you. Moving in though, that's a big commitment. Like that's very. Cause yeah, you could say like, oh, you could come live with me, but at the end of the day, it's like, no, I
You
gotta.
have to see them
I draw my
first.
lease. Like, fucks up your credit. It does like you people don't think about that shit until you're
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
doing it. If y'all break up and one of y'all gets kicked out, like
Where do you go?
yeah, like that's embarrassing. I would feel embarrassed like if I got someone were to get kicked out and
Yeah.
I have nowhere to go.
That's why I always tell like people, like my friends, like always have your plan B, not because you're thinking that the
It's not gonna
relationship is
work
gonna
out.
go
Yeah,
sideways. Always have your hopes up for your relationship, but always have plan B. Like
you never know.
you never know.
But I mean, like I said, if it works out for them, if they're happy, if they really feel like they're in love with each other, shit, go for it. I mean,
Go for it.
if you feel like you're meant to be, go for it.
Um, Thoughts on PDA? Do you do PDA in like in public? Obviously.
I'm very,
Or you're more into like private stuff?
I guess I am into private stuff, but I mean, you also got to think about the fact that we're still part of a generation that grew up with, I guess, homophobia being a big thing. So it's very like, I feel like if were to hold hands with a guy in public, I would feel like the whole world's looking at me. Or if I were to kiss a guy in public, like, man, in my mind, I'm just like, I have to learn how to let that go because it's acceptable now. Like, it's,
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, there's still going to be the people that are judgmental or whatever, but who cares? Like,
yeah. Do you feel like it's a time and place to do it?
yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with give somebody a kiss, holding their hands, but like, when y'all start getting
Too freaky
too
deaky.
freaky, bitch, like, get a room,
For real.
go behind a bush, like something, you know?
Yeah.
But like, no, you have to be aware of your surroundings too. Like, it's not just because you're gay or because you're straight or none of that. It's like, why are you making out with somebody if there's kids around? Whether you're a boy or girl, whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah. Don't
like,
be doing this shit in Chuck E. Cheese, bitches.
yeah, bitch. But you know, like, if it's just holding hands, all right, cool. If it's just putting your arm around somebody, like, that's cool.
Do you be getting spicy texts?
Text, um, always like,
He said always.
I have I have to turn off the comments on my stories because sometimes people don't.
Oh, I did see them. I did see that. So what?
I just turned them back on, but
Why did you turn them off?
because it was just too much. Like, it was a lot of random shit. Like,
People commenting just dumb shit.
and be like, oh, they would just say dumb shit. I don't want to even read like think about them, but it's just like ew. Like, what happened to hi, hello, how are you? It's just weird. Like, people don't know how to have boundaries either.
Yeah.
Like, learn how to take a hint. I'm not even like me trying to be disrespectful by not answering anything, but it's like when you're saying out of pocket shit, like, learn how to take a hint if I'm not
Like we're not there
responding.
yet.
Not even that. It's just like if I'm not responding, stop. Like,
Yeah. Get the message.
but that's just what anybody. Like, don't do it to just anybody. It's
Period.
weird. Oh shit.
Let me see.
I'll put this right here because I feel like I'm gonna knock that over.
Okay. Alex, any questions you want to throw out there?
I don't know.
Come on, Pookie.
Body counts. I'm just kidding.
What's your
He
bank
tried it.
account?
Oh,
You want to talk about my body count? What's your credit score?
Yeah.
Shit.
Body count is crazy.
Let me see that bank account. Then we could talk numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
He said okay.
Okay.
Negative.
Why do you think your last relationship ended? You said 7 years ago.
Shit. Like official relationship? Yeah. Oh, I know why. Cause he was very book smart. Like he was very smart. Like he's like he went to school for like chemistry and all this shit. Like he was very into that. Motherfucker had no common sense. Like it's I don't care how smart you are. If you don't have common sense, I can't. Like that's where we butt heads.
He was book smart, not street smart.
Yeah,
You were
and it's
saying?
just like he didn't know what the fuck to do. So I was just kind of like, you know what's crazy about that? I was bartending at Blur, and there was a relationship I had back in Atlanta.
Okay.
I was bartending at Blur, and I literally see him come upstairs to my bar. I was like, I know I'm not tripping, but yeah, he was in town with his friend group, and then when I turned around, I was like, oh shit, like they're all staring at me. I was like,
Did he see you?
his whole friend group was staring at me.
Did he come up to you?
No, but it was just awkward. I was like, damn, this is somebody I haven't seen since I was like 18, 19,
Yeah.
and it was weird.
Did he change appearance like?
No, he looks the same. Fucking nerdy as fuck. It wasn't ugly.
Oh wait, why did my last relationship? I'm over here asking all the questions. Y'all don't even know who y'all asking to, but my ended 5 years ago. It was just we're growing apart. That's it, pretty much. To be cute and cozy, we're growing apart, and we just didn't have the same interests no more. And he was doing some shady stuff, so
I mean, shit,
I
it's
let him
better.
go.
Better that way. Shit.
What is the longest relationship you've been in?
I want to say a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah, it was
With
with a girl.
with a girl? I didn't know you dated a girl before.
Yeah, that was like in high school, middle school, going to high school
Wait, did you lose your V card to a girl or a guy?
with a guy.
With a guy? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, the
So
reason.
this whole year that you're with this girl, you never did anything with her?
No, I mean it's because she ended up moving away to a different like school district.
Mm-hmm.
So the only time we ever really saw each other was in school, and then when I did meet her family and stuff. I mean, you gotta think about it. We were young. We didn't drive. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was more like,
It's high school stuff.
yeah,
We're at high school, right? Or middle school?
yeah, like from middle school to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Just in between that, we never did anything. I mean, we were very respectful of each other. And then we broke up because she ended up moving, so it just wasn't gonna work out. And then she actually ended up moving far, like an hour away in
Okay.
Georgia, but she,
Did y'all cut it off because she was far?
yeah, but I mean, we always had a good relationship after that. It was just, I mean, she was bisexual,
Were you bi at one point?
yeah, and then I mean, to this day, I would still say I'm bi, but then I'm just like, no, I'm just fucking gay. Like, why am I even lying to myself at this point? But there are some women I do find like really, really attractive. Where I'm like,
When was the last time you kissed a girl?
when I was in
Yesterday.
Atlanta, it was my best friend. We were both drunk. We always do that. But yeah, the girl I ended up dating, she actually committed suicide last year.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh wow, like she's
Hi-
always been like that since I've met her, like in middle school. So it's just very like down.
I don't know her. It's crazy.
She
Did
rest
you?
in peace though.
Yes. Let's see. What do you think stresses you out the most?
Um, a lot of things actually. I actually have ADHD, so I'm always overthinking everything. Not to get like on a deep level or anything, but it's just very like I always in my mind I'm always like I don't like what if I die and I never accomplished whatever I always dreamt of since I was little, or I always stress about um until recently, like I feel like now I'm like more financially stable. So I've always stressed about that where it's just kind of like fuck, like I'm always having to work, I'm always having to do this, like I can never feel like I could just breathe and relax, stuff like
Do you
that.
take vacations or do you take like
No.
no? Why do you don't you take? Why don't you take
I mean, I've just
vacations?
always taken. I've always worked. Like majority of the people always work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. For me to take like a Saturday off, I feel weird. Like if I'm home on a Saturday, I feel lazy. I feel like a bum. I feel like I'm not
Doing nothing.
doing nothing.
So you've always been to like in the work mode basically.
Always.
When was the
Um,
last vacation you took?
Probably in May to go see my family. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really a vacation if I'm just going back home. Like
Yeah,
to me, a vacation is going somewhere new or somewhere you
adventurous.
love. Like just exploring and relaxing, not having to worry about.
Work and everything.
Yeah, and like what stresses me too is just kind of like, damn, like I'm not home with my mom. Like, God forbid something happens to her when I'm not there. Um, and I guess just always wanting to be successful really stresses me. Because I mean, I don't want to disappoint her. Because I mean, she came to this country for a better life for me and my brother. So it's just
You want to make
I
her proud.
I want to make her proud. And I mean, I know she's proud of me now. But it's just like I want to make her really, really proud. Where like I can put her on a pedestal and be like, because of my mom this, because of my mom that. Like,
You think your mom will watch this? Does she watch your
no,
content? No.
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 I only
Okay.
have her on Facebook,
Oh, okay.
and that's it. She doesn't speak English at all. Like, she's
Ah,
only fluent in Spanish.
got you.
She don't even know I work at a gay club.
For real?
People who don't know what to wear shoes, you know.
That too, like, damn, y'all be dumb as fuck at the bar
Wait, what was
sometimes.
the question?
We said what stresses him out. People who don't know what to wear at the bar.
True.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're freshly 21, 22, and you're like, what do you recommend? I don't care. Like, I'll actually educate you. Be like, do you like sweet stuff, strong stuff? Like, that's fine. But bitch, if you're at my bar every week and you don't know what the fuck you want, step away, Google it, figure it out.
Think about it.
Make sure your card's unlocked and make sure you got money,
Uh,
and then come to my bar and order and pay.
period.
And you'll get great service. I promise you. You'll get strong drinks too.
And tip.
And if you tip, yeah.
So guys, y'all better go check him out at Blur here in Houston.
I promise you, I make really good drinks and shots.
What days do you work at Blur?
Thursday to Sunday.
Thursdays.
So literally the entire weekend, like
There.
there. So it's just like I said, I've always been in work mode. Like it would feel weird if I take a Saturday off and I'm not working. I feel like damn, I'm missing out on money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every day you're not there, you lose money. Biggest pet peeve.
Um, people with no common sense.
Mhm.
Because to me, it's just like you're just really living life like that with no common sense
Yeah.
whatsoever. People with no manners. I feel like that really, really pisses me off. People that don't know how to say please and thank you.
Mhm.
I guess it's just the way I grew up. Very traditional. It's always been yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, please and thank you. Um, Disrespectful people. People just don't know how to respect you, even if you're just a stranger. Like that stuff like that irks me a lot.
Pet peeve for me. Well, probably the main big one will be canceling for me.
What
Because
do you
I'm
mean?
like canceling. Like my biggest pet peeve
Like
is when
cancel
somebody
culture?
cancels on me.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Well, that would go into like having manners. Like if
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
can't communicate with somebody and you're waiting till last minute, like shit like that pisses me off
Yeah.
too.
Because I feel like I go out of my way, I do this and that
You're
for that
making
person.
time, yeah. Like
Yeah. Like I'm fixing my schedule around you and you cancel last minute. I get if it's emergency, obviously, like family comes first and everything like that, but if you're just like canceling to not,
yeah,
like it's dumb.
I'm saying that's part of having like manners and common sense. They just
Somebody says, what are your thoughts on people thinking that that you're mean, that you have a resting bitch face?
bro, that's just my face. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't control it. Like literally, I literally went back and looked. There's literally baby pictures of me where I'm literally having like a mean mug. Like it's just my
Yeah.
face. Like
So, but when they get to know you, when they,
I can't be like this the whole time. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just my face. Like sometimes, like again, I have ADHD. Sometimes I'm zoned out.
you feel like it's intimidating for some people to come up to you, like people
I've been
don't.
told that, but I'm just like no. I'm just like there. I'm zoned out. Sometimes I'm just looking, not paying attention, and I mean it's my face. What can I do? Like shit. You want me to go get plastic surgery? Shit. Let me know a good doctor.
Somebody
Get Kim
said,
K on the phone.
for real. Somebody said, how do we know each other, me and you? When was the first time you saw me or heard of me or whatever? I'm trying
Probably
to
a
think.
blur. Montrose?
Was it like at a bar at the barn?
Probably.
Hmm.
I can't remember. It
I
wasn't too
do.
long ago though. I know
I
that.
think yeah. I think it was at the bar. But then I guess we followed each other. We
Mm-hmm.
started following each other after we met. I guess. And then I showed our friend, one of my friends, like, oh, do you know this person? Because I always like go up to like my friends, or if I ask Alex, I'm like, who is this? And they'll tell me, oh, that's the bartender, or that's Lalo, or they'll tell me a history behind it. I was like, oh, she, okay, here.
Yeah, I mean,
Social media. That's how we know
I'm
each
not mean to.
other. For
It's just
real.
my face. Like, what can I do? If you actually sit there and talk to me and try to communicate with me, then yeah, I'll talk to you. Unless it's busy, then shit, I just don't have time. Like, I can't have a long conversation with you. But when it's not busy and you come up to my bar, we talk, we kiki, do all that. But
Kiki.
don't let, I guess, my resting bitch face fool you. Like,
He's super nice, guys. Get to know them. Somebody randomly just said, do you make your bed every morning?
not always.
I probably make it 90% of the time. There's some days that I'm running late to something now.
Bitch, if I'm late, I'm late. I'm sorry. I don't got
It's just there, but 90% of the time, I like leaving my place clean. Like, I don't know. I have very what's it called
OCD.
OCD. I like everything everywhere, like exactly where I put it and how I leave it. But
I mean, I get it, but it's like shit, bitch. If I'm running late, which is
yeah,
majority of the time,
you're running late. Any question before we get to the end of this podcast? Do you have any questions for me? Any questions or anything you want to talk about?
I don't know, to be honest. I gotta finish this. I don't know if they've asked you this, but what made you want to start doing this?
Social media?
Mm-hmm.
They have asked me before. I don't know. I just love it, to be honest. Because I started when I was little. Like I have vlogs. I even posted like one of my little vlogs I posted the other day because of sadly one of my childhood stars, Liam, passed away. Liam Payne from the One Direction. Um, and I remember just listening to his music and everything like that when I was little. So I posted that little vlog from like 11 years ago.
Okay.
And basically, yeah, I just started. To be honest, I think I started in 2008. My first video on YouTube,
Damn.
2008.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, and it was just like, it was just raw video. Like I couldn't edit. I didn't know how to edit back then. So
Well,
or
I
just
mean, the tools didn't even really exist back then.
true. I mean, the tools assisted for like
You gotta pay.
yeah,
Now it's kind of easier.
yeah. So yeah, basically that I just love doing this. To be honest, it's a passion of mine.
The question I have now is, because I have a different point of view from behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion about the gay community here in Houston? Where not just like, even as just friendships, dating, or whatever. Like, what's just your opinion? Like,
The gay community in Houston. Definitely, everybody knows everybody somehow. But I try not to like judge anybody from it or judge their opinion. Like if somebody tell you, "Oh, he's a bitch," this and that. Like okay, he might be a bitch to you, but he might not be a bitch to me. I mean, so I get to know them before I judge them. And not several people, but people have told me that you're a bitch too. But I was like, I don't think he is. So let me just get to know him. So I did. I'll go to your bar. You're super nice. You never gave me like a bad face or bad like anything. Everything was super cool with you. So I was like, it's probably them. You have
it's just
something.
my face.
Something happened with you and y'all relationship or y'all friendship. But I wouldn't
I want to
judge.
say friendship, but
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not gonna judge him for what people are saying about him or anybody in the community. I want to get to know them firsthand.
okay. I
But
forgot what else I was gonna ask you. What's something that you want to do in life that you probably, even since you were little, like what's something that like you've always dreamt about, but maybe you haven't done yet, but it's like something you really, really want to do?
acting.
Acting?
I feel like acting or anything in the entertainment industry will make me happy. Even if I even tried like making music, like I love writing music. I love writing music. Like if you look through my notes, I have like lyrics in
Oh
there.
wow.
But anything to be honest in the entertainment industry, which this is probably considered entertainment
Oh
industry.
yeah.
So to be honest, just that anything that shows my side, shows my personality, shows the content and the creation I put into it. Like I feel like would be fun, especially if it ever gets to like a big goal. My goal in life, which I'm manifesting one day, is will be to have my own show like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel,
Like a talk show?
a talk show
There you
late
go.
at night with like people, celebrities, or anybody like that.
Oh, that's really good.
What about you? What are your goals in life? Where is your
I mean, I would say I'd get into entertainment as well.
mm-hmm.
Um, but for the most part, I don't want to really work when I'm like in my late 40s, 50s.
So you want to retire by
I
that
don't
age?
want to work for nobody.
Okay, you want.
But I feel like always, I feel like because I've been in this industry for, damn, 8, 9 years now. And I'm still young. I just feel like
Wait, the entertainment industry or like the
like
restaurant
the
industry or like
food industry, customer, like all this.
okay, yeah. Service industry.
I feel like if I do retire, I eventually would want to own like a big nightclub, a restaurant and all that, because I feel like it's always gonna be a part of me no matter what. Like
That's a
it's
goal.
always gonna be what will keep me humble, because at the end of the day, I will always say this, and a lot of people will always say this. I feel like everybody should at least work retail or food service for at least 6 months to a year to really like experience how
And see the other side.
difficult people really are.
True.
I was like, because at the end of the day, I mean, like I told you, like the guy literally broke up with me through text while I was at work. But I was like, nobody at my that comes up to my bar is gonna know that I'm having a shitty day or this just happened. Like,
Yeah.
but here I am.
Nobody really gives a fuck. They
I mean,
just
I'm
there
not
for
gonna say
them.
I'm gonna put on a smile because y'all be saying I have a bitch face. I can't say I'm putting on a smile, but
Poker face.
you know what I
You're,
mean.
you're putting
like,
on your poker face.
I have to put on an act, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna be kind of like I gotta go through with shit. Like, had this happened while I was at home, I'd probably be bawling my eyes out. And
Did you cry when you got home?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like, what the fuck, like. It was random. Like we were having a really good conversation, and out of nowhere, I told him I was like, "Hey, like I'm at work. I'll let you know like
When
when
I
I
get
can
off.
text you, when I can't. Like it's, you know how it is. It's just one of those things. Like at the end of the day, behind the bar, I'm still a human being. If I'm taking tables, I'm still a human being. So it's just kind of like, it's kind of those things that really keep me humble. Where it's like, I'm still human. I'm allowed to fail. I'm allowed to do this. I go through shit. But a lot of people don't realize that.
A lot of people don't realize it. Just because you're a bartender, I'm a content creator, they think that we're not
Dealing with
people.
shit.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah, we don't put it out there.
just get to know somebody and
Yeah.
you really understand like, if you think I'm a bitch, that's fine. That's your perception of me. That's what you see. But at the end of the day, if you really get to know me, like the way Alex has, the way you have, like you see another side of me that you don't see while I'm working.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't always be nice to people at the end of the day because you gotta learn how to have control of your bar. You gotta learn how to have control of the
Your
people
life.
you're working with.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna let a bitch talk to me crazy. Like just because I'm at work.
I heard a famous quote by Nicki Minaj. She said, if you can't control the people around you, you can't control yourself.
No, exactly. Yeah, like that's the one thing I've been taught since I first started. Like you have to learn how to control
Your environment.
your environment, because
Because I feel like you only allow what you want to be allowed in your life.
yeah,
So,
like I'm not gonna let no bitch talk to me crazy while I'm behind the bar. Like no, bitch, I'm gonna put you in your place, let you know what's up. You could either chill out or you could go.
security.
But yeah, it's just like I said, just that's the stuff that really keeps me humble. I feel like you always have to be humble no matter what you do, no
Oh, yeah,
matter
definitely.
who you are. Like you always have to stay humble. So that's something I've always wanted to do. Like, and even then, like if I do become like a owner of a restaurant or a club, like I will make sure I take care of my employees, not just like because what a lot of people don't realize is like if I take a weekend off from the bar, I'm not getting PTO the way y'all do when you take off from your 9 to 5. If I don't go to work, I'm not making my tips.
Yeah.
I'm not. So what a lot of people don't realize is just like, if I were to become a boss, like I would make sure like hell yeah, my employees gonna get PTO, probably pay them average of what they normally make, so that it doesn't fuck them up. Because if I take off a whole weekend from work, that's basically like
Hundreds of
my
dollars.
bills, that's my
Yeah.
rent, like you know. But I'll definitely take care of all my employees. Like
What's the highest tips you have gone home overnight on one night?
in
Like,
one night,
like damn, I made this much amount of money.
I think on Pride, like Pride Day, Saturday. That Saturday, I made like almost 800.
Shit.
Um, I mean, there's other bartenders that probably make more. But I mean, again, like I'm still only barely 5 years in. There's bartenders that have been doing this shit
But
for.
800 is a shitload for one day.
I mean, yeah, that's
Even not even one day. It's overnight, or basically like a
like
few
5 hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Not even DJs make that much sometimes. They make.
I mean, there's customers that tip me $100, over $100. When I used to be a server, I would make a lot of money in
Is
tips.
is Blur a tip pool or is it just your tips?
They tip pool just with the barbacks, but I mean, at the end of the day, I still leave with a good amount. Like,
Okay.
but that's just really any bar. Like, even in a restaurant, you tip out. It is what it
The
is.
people that help. Yeah.
But I mean, I've worked in restaurants where I told them like, hey, like I've always been a very honest person. Like, hey, the gratuities on the check. This is how much it is. Like, and then they'll go out of the way. Oh, another $100
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they like my service. And I'm like, wow, like that. I take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've gotten lots of big tips. I go home with good money. I mean,
Period.
I'm very grateful for it. I appreciate everybody that, like I said, I appreciate everybody that
That
comes
pulls up.
out to support.
Well, guys, we're about to wrap up the podcast. I just want to thank you so much for coming on the
I appreciate
podcast.
you for inviting me.
Shout out where people can find you.
You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. If you could just type that out, I guess.
I'll put your.
But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. If you go to Blur Bar here in Houston, Texas, it's in Montrose. I'm there Thursday to Sunday. I usually work upstairs unless I'm downstairs. But for most part, I'm always upstairs. That's where everybody knows where to find me.
But follow him because he posted it on
Yeah,
his
follow
story.
me. I'm always posting if I'm working and what bar specifically I'm working at. And feel free to come out to Halloween weekend and Halloween day. It's probably the best place to go to for Halloween. Pre-game, go to your Halloween parties, do what you gotta do, but end your night at Blur. Like, it's amazing. It's called Blur for a reason.
Period. Well, thank you so much for everybody for watching. See you on the next podcast. Peace.
Peace out.